Hello everyone, my name is Lorcan, I'm a professional guitarist, and welcome to the second episode in our series of Stealing from the Greats. If you watched the last episode, we take 3 guitar licks from 3 famous songs and we incorporate them into our own playing. Some of the licks are major, some of them are minor, but at the end of it, I put them all together on one backing track and we play them all together, and you can see how they sound in context when they're played together. These are all really famous licks from really famous iconic rock songs and pop songs, and they really help us build that repertoire of guitar licks that we can use when we're soloing and use when we're improvising with other people. So without further ado, this is Stealing from the Greats, and welcome to episode 2. Great, so that's all 3 licks together. Let's throw them all into one big backing track and play them in one solo and see what they sound like together. The Crossroads guitar lick is major pentatonic and the other 2 are minor pentatonic, but that's okay, we'll throw them all together in one backing track. The link for the backing track will be in the bio. The licks, if you want to just look at them or download them as a PDF, are also in the bio as a Dropbox link. And yeah, let's hear them all together and see what that sounds like. Okay, cool, let's jump into the first lick. The first lick is a really iconic Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. A lot of people will know it from pretty much any age. It's a really iconic song. So first things first, the lick is in D minor pentatonic. So that'll be up here if you don't know what it is, or here or wherever. It is basically 10, 13, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 13, and then 10 on the high E. So here's the lick again. So it might not seem too complicated, but it has a little bit of a weird kind of slide up from the flat 5 up here. So to pull off on the B string from the 13 to the 10, then 12 on the G, 12 on the G, down to 10 on the G. So you can pull off both of them, or you can pull off the first one and pick those 2 notes individually. And now the next part is the hard part. It's a slide up from the 9 to the 10. So that you might be thinking that's not hard, but your finger lands here on the 10 and you have to kind of maneuver it back for a slide. Now another way of doing that is sliding from the 13 to the 14 on the G string, but that just kind of looks a little bit awkward. I think it's not too bad to do that. So not too bad, right? Then the high E, 10, and then it's a bend on the 13 up to the same note. So you're kind of just playing. except that last note is a bend from the 13. So Not too bad, right? And then there's kind of like a, so that's one knee and da, one knee and da, one knee and da. 3, 4. Lick number 1. Lick number 2 is a good like ascending run in Sweet Home Alabama. Really, really, really good. So it's in the E minor pentatonic. So from our first lick, you just move everything up 2 frets to E. It'll be here if you don't know what it is. So the cool thing about this lick is it's kind of this kind of pattern that kind of just repeats the whole way up from the A string. So what it is, this is the hard part. The hard part is the starting. So you start on the 13 on the A, and you slide up to 14. So, and then you skip a string to the G string on the 12. So 13, 14, then 12, then 14 on the D. So that's the first part. And the next part is a slide from the 12 to the 14 on the same string. Then it's G on the 12th, and then 14 on the D. So then as a hammer on from 12 to 14. Kind of play that whatever way feels more comfortable for you. You can play that with your first finger. Then the B on the 12, and then the 14 on the G. So and that exact same pattern on the next 4 strings. So it's a hammer on from 12 to 15, and then high E and 15. So then it's a hammer on from the 12 to the 15. So slowly from the start. 1, 2. A little bit faster. The great thing about that lick is it's a good like ascending run if you're building your solo up. So you can play that in pretty much any key, like I always recommend with every one of my licks, but you can play that, say, down here in B. A little bit fluffy, but that's okay. Over here in A. Really nice, kind of full sounding, like you're building towards something. Let's try one more here in D. Cool, that's lick number 2. Lick number 3 is my absolute favorite. It is in the A major pentatonic, and the great thing about this whole solo is it switches between the major and the minor, but that's a completely different story. If you're just here to learn the lick, that's completely fine. If you know your minor pentatonic, it is in the D position, so it's not the first position. It's not like this. It's actually in the second position, which is 5-7, 4-7, 4-7. 4-6, 5-7, 5-7. That's the second position, but we play that with our roots as the notes A. This is confusing you? Don't worry at all. You can just learn the lick. Another thing to note is it'll be inherently quite a major sound. It's built around the kind of BB King box as well. So the whole thing is kind of built in this major tonality. Anyway, it's quite rhythmically quite straight, so let's just jump right in. So here's the lick. Cool, right? So the first part of the lick is, so hammer on from the 5 to the 7 on the B. You play the high E, and then back to your 7 on the B. So and then it's back to 5. So hammer on after from 5 to 7, then back to B, back in your 5. So that's kind of a weird thing to do. Practice that part. And this is a nice little run down, so it goes on the G string, 7 to 6, then 7 on the D. So when you're coming down here, you can play both of these strings at the same time because you're kind of barring these two the whole time. See the way I'm playing both of those strings at the same time? You don't have to, but it's kind of a stylistically nice thing. Anyone else notice we're playing an A major? And then it's 5-7 on the A, 5-7 on the D, and then 5 on the G. So you're picking every single one of those. Then it's a pull off from 7 to 5, and then landing on this A here on your D string. Rhythmically a little bit weird. Let's play it really slow so you can kind of listen to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play it even slower. Again, 2, 3, 4. Cool, right? And that lick obviously can be played anywhere on the neck. So what a good place that you could play that if ever you are stuck with the major and minor pentatonic. I've done a video right up here, you can look at it here. It explains basically the difference between the two and where you can fit in. So if you're soloing over a song and you feel like it doesn't fit that well, you can play that lick over it. That's lick number 3. Great, so that is all of the licks. If you think they were useful, maybe check back on the previous video. This is episode 2. Remember, there's another episode that has 3 just as good licks that are taught the same way if you like the way I teach. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching this far. It means you like my voice enough to watch 7 or 8 minutes of me. Or maybe 10, I don't know. Also, thank you so much to the people who've subscribed to me already and are continuing me with this journey. This is a new venture for me, teaching guitar. It's a bit of a lockdown thing. I really appreciate all of the comments and likes and the people who follow me on different social medias and stuff. If you have any requests, remember to leave them in the comments below. I'm totally up to doing more contemporary music as well as older stuff that we're doing right now. Thank you so much for continuing to watch my stuff. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Stay tuned next week for another episode of this amazing series. I hope you had a good time and thank you for watching. Have a great day.